What's going on, everyone? So today I'm going to talk about an interesting film I found on Shudder. This isn't sponsored by them or anything like that. I just thought this film was really something that we had to talk about. So let's do it. So in my last video, which was a horror pack unboxing about Resident Evil Degeneration, and I was saying it's really cool to see animated horror films coming back out because you don't really see that these days. Of course, I find one on Shudder right when I go on it. So today we're going to be talking about the film Attack of the Demons. It's released June 16th, 2019. It is produced by Finn Peterson, Joe Grosdane, and Lewis Bowen and Marchette Lund. It was written by Andreas Peterson and directed by Eric Power. Only has one other film credit, which is Tron Path of Blood. So yeah, but basically, this is the animation was pretty cool in this film. It's like construction paper anime, sort of like old school South Park sort of style, and yeah. So basically, Attack of the Demons. You follow a group of young adults going to this rural town in the mountains for a Halloween like event. There's a lot of like there's a Battle of the Bands concert going on. There's local concerts going on at the bars. There's a film festival. There all these people that have all these weird interests and stuff like that are going to it, and they all have different interests. So, like the one guy's girlfriend really wants to see this one band at this one bar. That's a obscure alternative rock type band. This The boyfriend of the girl is going with his buddy to see the Battle of the Bands because he's a music critic and stuff for a magazine. So he's going to go check out the Battle of the Bands thing. And one of their buddies is a huge film nut and is going to go see some obscure film at a film festival. And they come across some other like old friend from way back in the day because half of the characters grew up in this town. They run into an old friend who's a huge game nerd who's always gaming and stuff like that. And basically, while the girlfriend's off at her show and the guy's at the film uh, at the local cinema and the guy's gaming, the two others who are at the Battle of the Band show witness this weird witch doctor like creature person come on and do a spell disguised as a music act, which summons all the demons up from the mountains in this old mountain lore sort of context. And yeah, so basically, the witch doctor puts a spell on the town, which summons all the demons. And yeah, it takes them a little while to rationalize what's actually going on and how crazy it is. And then they basically have to find a one how to survive just like in a zombie apocalypse type film, and then how to conquer and stop the demons from getting to the next town. And the film plot's pretty basic for this type of film, but they definitely utilized the animation for a lot of the cool monsters and stuff like that. You could do a lot more with like fusing people together and making abominations so it's whatever's alive and stuff like that that you can't really do with practical effects or CG unless you have like a huge major budget. But you could definitely tell this one didn't have that budget. It was very shoestring budget even for an animated film. So they definitely did a good job at designing the creatures and making them look cool and the transformations all cool and stuff. Even near the end, some of the more spiritual stuff and interesting big climax scene was pretty well done. Overall, though, the film is pretty generic, and the main negatives I have for this is boy, I did not like those characters. You're either gonna love them or you're gonna hate them. Like to me, the characters are very paper thin. They don't really have any personality at all. The voice acting is all monotone. Like, oh, I like to play on my Game Boy. Boy, I'm gonna go check out Trickster or whatever the band was called, and stuff like that. It was very like unimagined, not very much enthusiasm put into it. It's more like just read off a script. So with that, it kind of put me out of the mood a bit. But and then like they try to make the characters interesting, and they all have like their own personalities, their own likes and dislikes that someone can and like the horror fan community at least can relate to. So like obviously I like the more crazy, weird, obscure music and stuff and horror. So I'd lean towards I kind of relate to most of them and stuff. But yeah, so they definitely got that aspect right. But the decision making and stuff seemed kind of like they already pre-planned it almost. It's like instead of like a character being confused and trying to find a way out of the situation, there's everything was conveniently there. It was like, oh no, how are we gonna get out of this situation? Oh look, the nerd has a book. He's dead. Go through that doorway. Get out. And then it'll be like, oh, how do we stop this big demon? I'll go through the portal, go down, and everything just seems to be easily placed in there, and just no thought to it. It was just basically like they're like, okay, we need to get to the next part to move the plot along. So they basically just shoestringed it together and put a lot of cool creatures and stuff in the animation and stuff, which kind of like dragged. It made it like not very interesting, and it wasn't. There's like some homages to like The Thing and like some other like monster movies and stuff, but overall, it wasn't really anything of its own besides the cool, unique animation aspect. The rest of it was basically just like pieces of like the Evil Dead mixed together with The Thing, mixed together with a little bit of Wrong Turn almost type settings and stuff. And it was kind of like just a huge amalgamation of that done with a cool animation style with very little character traits and personalities. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer. I do like the aspect of like unique animation and stuff like that. So I love that part. And the music was interesting in this film, but you can't just rely on those two things. You have to have a good narrative and a good, well rounded, constructed characters to move the story along and not just have interesting demons and creatures and stuff with like a good soundtrack and a unique animation style. So it had some good elements, but half the elements were pretty lost in it. But still, it was still interesting and unique. It's a very short watch, it's only like an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. So, and it's on Shudder if you want to check it out. It sounds interesting. I'll link a trailer down below too. But what I thought of Attack of the Demons, well, I'm probably gonna give this one just one straight down the middle, a 2.5 out of 5, because half the elements that I was hoping for was there. It's just missing some of the other half, and it felt really generic for the elements that I was missing. It kind of seemed kind of dumbed down almost. So yeah. But like I said, there's going to be a trailer link down below. Also, my Instagram's always linked down below where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future, all my stories. So make sure you follow me there. I usually have the film title and hashtag somewhere in the video clip, and also put the subgenre film in there so you're aware of it just in case something you're not like or something. So yep. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, stay in the loop. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of this film down below if you've seen it. Let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I'd love to hear what you thought of it. Also, if you have any films at all that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below as well. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. And also make sure you subscribe because usually you never know what I'm going to talk about next. So, which I don't even think I'm going to do a horror film for the next one. So, yeah, who knows? But till the next review, cheers.